Good morning, students. Welcome to the class on organic photochemistry. Today we will discuss dipymethane rearrangements. What are dipymethane rearrangements? Conversion of a diene, which is non-conjugated diene, under photochemical conditions to a, an alkene and a three-membered ring is called as dipymethane rearrangement. This we can rewrite as like this. So when we do a dipymethane rearrangement on a diene, non-conjugated diene under photochemical conditions, one of the double bond will be remained as such. Other double bond will involve in a three-membered ring formation by breaking this bond. When we look at the mechanism, then we can clearly say how this dipymethane rearrangement is happening. Under photochemical conditions, one of the alkene will be excited. Say for example, if this alkene is undergoing excitation, then it generates a diradical. This is 1,2 diradical. This 1,2 diradical will involve in bond formation like this. So it generates a three-membered ring formation and generates a new radical at this place. That means out of the two electrons in this pi bond, one electron will be polarized like this to generate this radical. Another electron will be used to generate the sigma bond. This electron and this electron. Now you count the number of carbons. It is 1,4 diradical. So a 1,2 diradical now involved in a bond formation that leads to a three-membered ring and 1,4 diradical. Now this diradical 1,4 diradical will involve in the bond breaking in one of these two bonds. In the three-membered ring, this is the new bond. These two are the old bonds. We can break any one of these bonds. For example, if this bond is breaking, then we can generate this is the new bond generated. Now we are generating this double bond and we have a radical here, new radical generated here. This is 1,3 diradical. Now this 1,3 diradical will involve in bond formation between these two carbons. So it generates this three-membered. So what is dipymethane rearrangement? Dipymethane rearrangement is conversion of a non-conjugated diene into an alkene and a three-membered ring by forming a new bond and breaking an old bond. These are called as vinyl cyclopropane, this is generally called as vinyl cyclopropane. I'll give you some more practice problems. This is again 5-membered ring. Under photochemical conditions, this compound will undergo dipymethane rearrangement to generate this product. Here is the 3-membered ring, and this is one of the double bonds. I'll tell you how. When this double bond is excited, we will have a 3-membered ring here. Then if this bond is breaking, if this bond undergoes bond breaking, then this 3-membered ring will generate. So this bond will undergo bond breaking. So this is the bond which is breaking between these two. I'll give some more practice problems. You practice all these problems. Acetophenone, which is used as a sensitizer. This reaction generates semibulvalene. Semibulvalene. We can write a bond between this carbon and this carbon. We can break this bond. When we try that, we will get this compound. When this 6-membered Spiro system is treated under photochemical conditions, it undergoes dipymethane rearrangement. So it involves a bond formation between these two carbons. Then this bond will undergo breaking. So there is a bond formation, there is a bond breaking. So that leads to ring expansion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now from a Spiro system, we are generating a fused ring system. Now we will generate a 3-membered ring here. We are generating a 3-membered ring here, and here we have a 7-membered ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the double bond which is generated. What we need to do, we need to generate a bond, then we will break this bond. So that leads to ring expansion. Then this radical and this radical will involve in 3-membered ring generation. Please take some more problems. In dipymethane rearrangements, aromatic ring also involved in the dipymethane reaction. So when an aromatic ring is undergoing, one of the double bond will be utilized, and then again it will regenerate, so that the aromaticity will be regained at the end. So this double bond will involve in the 3-membered ring formation reaction. When it is treated under photochemical conditions, these two are the double bonds that involve in dipymethane rearrangement. So there will be a bond formation between these two. Then we will break the bond here. All right. We will have a bond formation here. We will break the bond here. When we break the bond here, it regenerates the double bond. So this radical and this radical will involve in three-membered ring formation. So that generates, because of this, ring contraction is there. So instead of 6-membered ring, now we have a 5-membered ring. Then this radical and this radical, they are involved in bond formation. So this is the product. When this molecule is treated under photochemical conditions, this will involve in dipymethane rearrangement, and that generates this product. Okay, the product needs to be rewritten in this form. When we take a simple system under photochemical conditions, this will be converted to, there will be a bond formation here, there will be a bond breaking here. So whenever aromatic double bond is involved in dipymethane rearrangement, we will form a bond and we will break the bond that is connected to the aromatic system. So this generates this compound. When this molecule is involved in dipymethane rearrangement, a bond formation occurs here, then a bond breaking here. So this carbon and this carbon will involve in bond formation, three-membered ring formation. That we can so this generates 5-membered ring, and these two will involve in 3-membered ring generation. This we can rewrite in the 6-membered form. This we can write in the 6-membered form. A 5-membered and 3-membered fused ring. So that can be represented in a 6-membered conformation. You can make them important. This is called alpha santonin. When it is treated under photochemical conditions, again this will involve in dipymethane rearrangement. Here there will be a bond formation here, then this double bond will regenerate, so this sigma bond will break down. Then there will be a 3-membered ring generation between this carbon and this carbon. That I'll try to represent it. So this 6-membered system and this 5-membered lactone, they are not disturbed. Then we have 5-membered, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-membered, and there is a bond between these two carbons, 1, 2, 3. So that generates a 3-membered ring system. There will be a bond between these two carbons, so that generates a 3-membered ring system, and we have a bond between these two carbons, so that generates a 5-membered system. So this is the 5-membered ring generated, and this is the 3-membered ring. This compound is called as Lumi-Santoni. A similar reaction to dipymethane rearrangement is oxadipymethane rearrangement, ODPM. In oxadipymethane rearrangement, we will have a carbonyl instead of alkene. So the difference between dipymethane and oxadipymethane rearrangements is, in ODPM, we will have one carbonyl and one alkene. Of course, this carbonyl will regenerate, so this double bond will involve in 3-membered ring formation. So under photochemical conditions, this carbonyl will be there, this alkene will involve in 3-membered ring formation. Now we will look at the mechanism how this conversion is occurring. As usual, when we pass light onto this compound, of course, carbonyl group is the first one to undergo excitation. So in this case, carbonyl group will be excited to generate a 1,2 diradical. This 1,2 diradical now will involve in bond formation with this alkene. So it generates a 3-membered ring, and this 1,2 diradical is now converted to 1,4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1,4 diradical. Now, because we need to regenerate this carbonyl double bond, we will break this bond. When we break this bond, we are one of the electron is polarized towards this carbonyl group, so we will have a double bond. This is the bond previously formed. So the 1,4 radical is now converted to 1, 2, 3, 1,3 diradical, 1,4. So it is similar to dipymethane rearrangement. 1,2 diradical initially generated, will be converted to 1,4 diradical. So with a bond breaking, it will be converted to 1,3 diradical. When these two radicals involve in bond formation, we generate cyclopropyl alkyl ketones. So this is oxo-dipymethane rearrangement. Now we will take some practice problems. When we use a sensitizer, it generates a triplet system. When we don't use a sensitizer, it generates singlet system. Now, there will be a bond formation between these two carbons. So, 6-membered ring will be converted to 5-membered ring, and this bond will break down because we need to regenerate the carbonyl. So, this bond will break down. This carbon and this carbon will involve in 3-membered ring formation. So, the result is this we are not disturbing. This is undergoing ring contraction. We are generating a bond here, and this carbon are involved in 3-membered ring formation. So this is the product here. I'll give you some more practice problems. At the same time, I will also give you the product. What you do is you practice how these products are generated from the starting materials. So in this case, this is the bond generated because we need to form this C double bond again. So we will break this bond. We will form a bond here that will convert 6-membered to 5-membered. We will break the bond here. So this carbon and this carbon will involve in 3-membered ring formations. So a 6-membered system is now converted to a 5-membered system, and we have a 3-membered ring here. I'll give you some more practice problems. 6-membered and 7-membered fused bicyclic system, when it is treated under photochemical conditions, this is generating two products. One is this Spiro system, other one is now when we look at these products, we can clearly say the first one is Norrish type 1 reaction. In Norrish type 1 reaction, there will be alpha bond breaking. So this bond will break down. So this radical will be polarized, double bond will be generated, and we will generate a new radical here. Now this radical and this radical will involve in bond formation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-membered. So Norrish type 1 cleavage leads to a Spiro system with 6 and 5-membered rings. When we look at the ODPM reaction, then there will be a bond formation between these two carbons. Because we need to regenerate this C double bond O, we will break this bond alpha to carbonyl. Now this carbon and this carbon, they will involve in 3-membered ring generation. So this system will give us two products, Nourish type 1 product as well as ODPM product. Again, acetone is also used as a sensitizer. When this molecule is undergoing ODPM, it is generating a 7-membered ring like this. In short, there will be a bond formation between these two carbons. We need to regenerate this carbonyl, so we will break the alpha bond. We will break the alpha bond. This is 6-membered system. Now you count the ring size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are generating 7-membered ring. Then there will be a bond formation between this carbon and this carbon. So in the 4-membered, we have a bond like this that generates this system. So you practice how this product is formed in a stepwise fashion. A similar example to the above one. When this molecule undergoes ODPM reaction, this generates a product like this. Of course, we need to rewrite this conformation from the product generated. In short, we will have a bond between carbonyl carbon and this carbon. Because we need to regenerate this carbonyl, we will break this alpha bond. So this carbon and this carbon will involve in bond formation, 3-membered rings. So that we will rearrange this to this conformation. So it is not the direct product. We need to rearrange to this conformation. In this 3-membered ring system, this is again a ring. This is 6-membered. This side also it is a 6-membered. Under photochemical conditions, it undergoes ODPM rearrangement and it generates an intermediate like this. In the first case, there will be a bond formation between this carbon and this carbon, and we need to break this alpha bond to regenerate this C double bond. When we do this, now the ring size, initially it is 6-membered, but when we break this and when we are generating, it forms a 5-membered ring. It becomes a 5-membered ring. Because of this bond formation, we have a radical here, and this bond is breaking. So this is the radical generated, new radical. I have missed one methyl group here, so there will be a methyl group here. In short, there will be a bond formation between these two carbons, and this alpha bond will undergo cleavage. So that generates this system. Then these two will involve in bond formation. Carbonyl, and these two will involve in bond formation. So we are generating a 3-membered ring here. Then there is a bond between, there is a 6-membered ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, between this carbon and this carbon, 1, 2, 3. Already 3 carbons are there. We have this 5-membered ring. Then we have this 6-membered ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I'll write like this to avoid confusion. So this is the 6-membered, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This we can rearrange to see at this the bond there is a 1 5-membered ring, another 5-membered ring. Then we can also have another 5-membered ring. So this generates morphine type. This generates morphine, another 5-membered like this. This is another 5-membered. Then we have a bond between these two carbons, 3-membered ring here, and we also have a substituent here. So that means it was reflected. There is a small correction. We have only 2 carbons here. So I have written 3 carbons. It is not. We have only 2 carbons. Sorry for this. We have only 2 carbons. I'll rewrite this. For simplicity, I'm writing like this. Now we can rewrite in this conformation. I'll give you 2 more practice problems. When this molecule is treated under photochemical conditions, it is generating this product. This we can clearly see how it is generated. As we know, this alpha bond will undergo cleavage. At the same time, there will be a bond formation between this carbon and this carbon. Similarly, a 3-membered ring between this carbon and this carbon. So in the first instance, I am writing from this part. There will be a bond formation between these two carbons. Of course, it was there. Again, there will be a bond. Of course, this bond is there. There will be a 3-membered ring formation between these two carbons. This we can rearrange like this. This you just little bit stretch it. Stretch this side. Stretch this side. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-membered ring. Again we have 1, 2, 3, 3-membered ring. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-membered ring. We have 3-membered ring, and between this carbon and this carbon there are 2 carbons in between. So you just stretch it little like this, so it becomes like this. This we can rearrange like this. The last example for ODPM. When it is treated under photochemical conditions, first it is undergoing 1,3 acyl shift, alkyl migration, acyl migration. Then it is undergoing ODPM. So first it will undergo 1,3. 1, 2, 3. This is 1,3 acyl shift from this carbon to this carbon. So from bicyclic bridge system, it becomes fused ring system. Then that will involve in ODPM reaction. So the final product is this one. So that's all about ODPM.